I have to change my plans. Hiking in New Hampshire is really hard. Plenty of people told me that, but how would I know until I arrived and had firsthand experience how my right leg tendon would handle it? It did not go well. On the day that I hiked Smarts and Cube when I was really tired, my right tendon was hurting a lot. Not the level of stabbing pain that has taken me off the trail several times, but the level of pain that comes just before that. So I rested extra and tested on Musalaki, and Musalaki was such a fun hike. I really loved it, and it was so gorgeous, and what a pretty day. I realized when I was hiking Musalaki how careful I usually am with my leg tendon for a lot of the hike, and I just couldn't do that on Musalaki. It was not possible. I could only keep myself safe, which was great. I would not have wanted to fall on that very steep section of trail. I got to the point where I just was too nervous about the long-term effects of this hike on this tendon. And tendons heal very slowly, and I am not giving my tendon the chance to heal at all. And I don't want to do the kind of damage to my tendon that requires so much rest and recovery that it impacts me for maybe the rest of my life, or at least, like a super long time. Already, I know I'm going to have a lot of healing and recovery to do whenever I do stop this hike. My long-term leg functioning is more important to me than my Appalachian Trail through hike. That's what it came down to. And I feel like I'm really at the edge of risking permanent injury. And I just decided I can't do that anymore. And I think it would be different if I just had maybe 200 miles left of my hike. But as it is, I haven't even reached 1,000 miles, so I haven't even reached the halfway point. I made the very difficult decision to abandon my through hike. It's been quite a few days since I made that decision. I'm really sad about it. I really wanted to hike the whole thing. Back in January, after my husband died, and when I found out I had to have thyroid surgery, I remember thinking to myself, well, I just want to go for a walk for 6 or 7 months. But once I started the hike, it was really clear I absolutely wanted to hike the entire Appalachian Trail, no question. And so that's what I've been working towards, is hiking the whole trail in one season. And it didn't take long to figure out that my season might be 10 months, but I was willing to figure out how I could go in a different order, figure that out. It was really fun to be in New Hampshire and Vermont, where there were a lot of other thru hikers. It was so nice to see a lot of people again. After a lot of consideration about what's important to me, I realized that I don't feel done hiking. I just know that I can't really handle the hiking in the whites. Since I already had plans for my son and his girlfriend to come up and visit me on the trail, I ended up making plans around their arrival and our vacation. I don't know exactly what the rest of my hike looks like for this year, but I know that I'm not done hiking, and I want to finish Virginia and West Virginia and Maryland. Since I'm unable to do a through hike, which means the whole trail in a year, then I can count the sections of the trail that I hiked last year. I hiked almost all of Maryland, all of Shenandoah National Park, plus a little bit more close to where I live. So my plan is to keep hiking for as long as that's working for me. And the good news is, because there's not a time pressure to finish, I can take more days off or hike lower miles if I want. I'm just going to see how far I feel like going. I say I would like to complete all the way to the border of Pennsylvania, but maybe I'll hike into Pennsylvania. I don't know. I'm just going to see what happens.